My name is Staff Sergeant Daniel Rourke, United States Air Force Security Forces, 5 years in, E5. And for most of that time, I was assigned to the missile fields around F.E. Warren Air Force Base in Wyoming. If you've never been out there, let me paint the picture. Hundreds of miles of empty plains, cold enough to freeze your eyelashes, wind that never stops, and missile silos spread so far apart you can drive an hour without seeing another human being. People think the scariest part of missile duty is the idea of nuclear weapons. They're wrong. The scariest part is the silence, because sometimes the silence listens back. It was late November when it happened, the kind of Wyoming night where the stars look close enough to touch, and the cold feels like it's trying to carve its way into your bones. I was on a solo patrol, not unusual. We rotate between two-man teams and solo checks depending on manpower. That night, I drew the short straw. My assignment was simple. Check on Launch Facility Juliet 23, a lonely little silo in the middle of nowhere. The drive out was uneventful, just darkness, wind, and the occasional pronghorn staring at me like I didn't belong there. But about 10 minutes from the site, my radio crackled. Not with a voice, not with static, with a tone. A long, low hum that vibrated through the truck like a tuning fork pressed against my skull. I keyed up. Warren Dispatch, this is Patrol 3. I'm getting interference on my net. You copy? No answer, just that hum. I tried again. Dispatch, radio check. Nothing. I switched to backup frequency. Still nothing. The hum grew louder. I turned down the volume, but the sound didn't change. That's when I realized it wasn't coming from the radio. It was coming from outside. I slowed the truck. The hum vibrated through the steering wheel, through the floorboards, through my teeth. Then the truck died. Everything. Engine, lights, radio, even my flashlight flickered. I sat there in the dark, breath fogging the windshield, listening to that impossible hum. Then it stopped. Just stopped. The silence that followed felt wrong, like the world was holding its breath. I tried the ignition. Nothing. I grabbed my rifle, stepped out into the cold, and immediately felt watched. Not by animals, not by people, by the sky. Juliet 23 was about half a mile ahead. I could see the faint outline of the security fence against the stars. I started walking. The wind had died completely. No sound except my boots crunching on frozen dirt. Halfway to the silo, I noticed something strange. The stars above me weren't twinkling. They were shifting, sliding, rearranging themselves like someone was dragging them across a blackboard. I blinked hard, looked again. The stars were forming a shape, a perfect circle. Then the circle opened. A column of pale blue light shot down from the sky, hitting the ground just beyond the silo. I froze. Every instinct in my body screamed to run, but my legs wouldn't move. The light wasn't bright, not like a spotlight. It was soft, almost gentle, like moonlight made solid. And inside it, something moved. A silhouette, tall, thin, arms too long, head too large. It stepped out of the light and onto the ground. I tried to raise my rifle. My arms wouldn't respond. The figure turned toward me. Even from a distance, I felt its attention like a physical weight pressing against my chest. Then I heard a voice, not out loud, inside my head. Do not fear. The voice wasn't comforting. It wasn't threatening. It was curious, like a scientist observing an insect. I tried to speak, but my jaw locked. The figure moved closer. It didn't walk. It glided, feet never touching the ground. As it approached, the air grew warmer. The cold vanished. The wind vanished. The world shrank to just me and that thing. It stopped a few feet away. Its skin was pale, almost translucent. Its eyes were huge, black, reflective, like staring into two bottomless wells. It raised a hand, not to touch me, to examine me, like it was scanning me. My vision blurred, my ears rang, my body felt weightless. Then the world snapped away. I don't remember being lifted. I don't remember traveling. One moment I was standing on frozen Wyoming soil. The next, I was somewhere else. A room, white, featureless, no seams, no corners, just endless smooth surfaces. I was lying on a table, unable to move, unable to speak. Shapes moved around me. 3, maybe 4, all identical, all silent. They didn't touch me, they didn't restrain me, they just observed. One leaned close, its eyes inches from mine, and again the voice filled my head. You guard the weapons. It wasn't a question. I tried to respond. Nothing came out. Another voice joined the first. You fear what you do not understand. A third voice layered over the others. We do not fear. The 3 voices merged into one. We watch. Then something changed. The room darkened. The figure stepped back, and a 4th presence entered. I didn't see it. I felt it. A pressure, a weight, a consciousness so vast it made my mind feel like a grain of sand. The voices spoke again. You are not ready. The pressure intensified. My vision fractured. My thoughts scattered. Then, I was back. Lying on the ground beside Juliet, 23, snow falling around me, my rifle a few feet away, my truck lights on, engine running, like nothing had happened. Except 2 hours had passed. I reported the incident, or tried to. My radio worked perfectly. Dispatch said they never lost contact with me. Said my GPS showed me parked the whole time. Said I must have fallen asleep. Security Forces leadership wrote it off as fatigue, stress, maybe hypothermia, but they didn't see the marks. 3 small circular burns on my chest, perfectly spaced, perfectly symmetrical. Medical couldn't explain them. They faded after a week, but the dreams didn't. Every night since, I dream of that room, those eyes, that voice. We watch. And sometimes when I'm outside at night, I look up at the stars, and I swear they're moving again.